Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Johan, the vocalist of the band Candlemass, discussing their upcoming release, Black Star, which will be out May 9th. I hope you enjoy.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. How are you?
Hi. Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Man, I get it so far. I haven't had coffee yet, so we're going to see how this goes.
Okay, so I don't know what time it is for you.
It's 9:30 in the morning. It's a
There's
little bit
something wrong
later.
with this.
Oh,
Okay, cool, cool.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
I
oh, it
hope you
look,
survive.
we will. We're going to get through this. Um, so you have the EP coming
Yeah.
out this Friday. This Friday, the EP is coming out. Um, what made you guys decide to do an EP instead of a full-length album this time around?
I think the simple reason was that, we had to do something because of the 40 years anniversary, and it wasn't a full album so far. So I guess that's the reason why it became an EP.
Well, it's an incredible EP. I've been able to listen to it quite a few times at this point. Black Star, you guys have
Yeah,
already
it's a cool one. Yeah, yeah,
yes, yes. Black Star already came
yeah,
out, and it's
yeah, yeah.
incredible, incredible song. Tell me a little bit about that song.
Yeah, to me, it's uh, it's a sad song in a way, and about the temptation for the dark side in moments when you're down and low, and it contains these beautiful parts, and then all of a sudden you get all the heavy stuff, and yeah, I really like the song. It's a great song, and particularly the chorus. It's very heavy.
Yes. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the melodic parts as far as singing, the melodic parts or the heavier parts?
When you're into this music, you like them both pretty much the same. I love the soft melodic parts, and then all of a sudden, when you have to get all your energy out, it suits me perfect, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
I
good
think
balance.
that's the way, pretty much. Yeah, 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 for sure. But it could be rough all the way as well. But there's something interesting with the soft, very melodic, beautiful parts as well, together in a cool mix with the heavy stuff. So
Right.
yeah, that's a pretty good example of that.
Yeah, definitely. Do you remember the point in life where you had decided you wanted to sing for a metal band? Was there like a moment of like watching a video or watching a live performance or hearing something that you were like, that's what I want to do?
When we were kids, we found a lot of the Judas Priest, Van Halen, Scorpions in the end of the 70s and in the beginning of the 80s. And then I think we were about 14, 15 years old, and when we realized that this is something that we want to try out. And I guess a lot of people do try out being a band once in their life. But then yeah, I realized that it was a bigger part of me than I thought in the very beginning. So I just kept going with music through my life, and even though I haven't been in bands all the way, I enjoy myself sitting in my home studio making music for myself. So. But that's the point where it all started up, and yeah, of course, it's a great thing to perform in front of an audience. That's a really cool thing when you see that you're doing something that makes a lot of people happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, yeah. So, and we've been so fortunate so far, actually, and we've had so many great shows through my now 7 years career. So I've been fortunate.
Well, people love Candlemass. I mean, and with you coming back, obviously, a lot of people were very excited because Epicus has been a staple for so many different people. So, with that being an album that a lot of people consider their favorites, what's an album you consider your favorite?
I really do love Epicus myself as well, and all we do all of a lot of the old stuff these days as well. The songs with Messiah in the beginning, they're great songs, and that's the most important thing to me if I have to stand in front of everything. And Leif has written so many great songs. It's pretty
Yeah.
much as simple as that, and that's the reason why I enjoy this so much.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite song that you
It's a
perform?
great. No, not a no, not a favorite. I like all the songs that we're doing. We're actually talking about the sets before we put them together, and it's such a big catalog to pick songs from, and there's so many great songs, so it has never been a problem. But there is one thing, all the young people these days, they really love the old stuff. So, and amazing how they sing along they're singing along with the songs and they know the lyrics. That's pretty amazing, watching 20-year old girls and boys. That's an amazing thing.
Yeah, it shows that your music stands the test of time, and that's a pretty special thing that not everybody can say.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Something I like to ask everybody because I think it's a really important question. What are some things you do to take care of your mental health when you guys are touring? Because it can be very grueling and it can be, I'm sure overwhelming at times. What are some things that you do to help with balance and help with your mental health care so that way it doesn't become too overwhelming?
Yeah, but we're not the band, touring that much
Yeah,
compared to a lot of other bands. So
true.
it's a pretty calm, what do you say, tempo pace for
Mhm.
us. So, and of course, we're not 20 anymore. We have to take care of ourselves. We can't drink too much and think about having some hours sleep as well, for sure.
Yes.
But and we're grown ups now, so I think we're a bit wiser these days, hopefully.
What are some things that you do to protect your vocals? Like, especially if you like start getting sick or something, what are some things that help with that?
No, I've been cold at so many shows, but in one way or another, I used to sort it out. And you can eat ginger. It used to be ginger at the festivals, and I used to take an apple before the show if there are apples around. So there was a guy, he told me that that's a good thing for your mouth, to keep your mouth wet in a way. Or
Oh.
yeah, but that's pretty much the only thing that I do. I pretty much just go out and sing.
Yes. Oh, and you do
Except
it wonderfully.
thank you.
Yeah. How about when you're at home? What are some things that you do when you have some time off that you enjoy?
I actually write a lot of music myself, so that's
Yeah.
pretty much my greatest hobby of all. But I really do like being in the nature as well, being on walks out, watching animals and birds and stuff. So that's a cool thing for me. And fishing, for example. Yeah.
That's all good stuff for your mental health, definitely. It's important.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing is better than walking in the woods, I can tell.
Yes. Yes, I agree 100%. Especially, yeah, when you get to have those times that with the wild animals and stuff, it kind of makes you feel a little bit more grounded and more insignificant.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I think, it's a part of you somewhere deep inside. I guess it is in everyone, when you just go out in the nature, you feel a calm in a way.
Yes. Yes.
So that's, I think it's pretty natural to feel it.
Yeah, it's home away from home, right? Your
Yeah,
spirit just automatically calms. Yeah.
yeah,
Especially
for
around
sure.
water.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. What is one of your favorite things about performing live? We had kind of brushed on that, but yeah, what's one of your favorite things just about being able to have that experience?
I enjoy every single show that we have. And, I feel that confident to just have a good time, actually. And I'm not afraid to make a mistake or two. I sometimes, you get emotional and you scream or whatever you do, but it's that's a good thing, I think. So you don't feel so. You have to feel good about things that you do, and if you make a mistake, okay, so what? You can live with it. It's not that bad.
I think people appreciate seeing those moments because it's such a human thing to do and it makes you more real, as opposed to being like a robot. And so I think those
Yeah,
moments are wonderful. So you do have times to where you get emotional on stage?
yeah, for sure, absolutely, and I think I've heard some. I don't know if it was the old band Rush. They tried to make a show 100%, no wrongs at all.
Oh,
But
gee.
that's pretty much impossible. When you see someone singing a song or play a song for 2 3 minutes on the telly, that's not the same thing. When you're standing on a real show and you have to do 90 minutes, there are, of course, we're all human beings. But I can tell you that that's the ambition every single time, to do it as perfect as possible. But it's hard to achieve that dream for, 70, 80, 90 minutes.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, back in the 60s and 70s, a lot of even the recordings were very raw, let alone the live performances. And so I love that that's something that just naturally sometimes happens because it just feels like it's more genuine, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree 100%. You sometimes, when you listen to music these days, when someone is sitting there and cutting and making everything 100% perfect, you lose something. You have
Yes.
to let some things pass just to get the feeling of we're human beings.
Yes, absolutely. Now, with your guys' lyrics being a doom metal band and just the heaviness of lyrics that come with that, I'm sure you have fans that come to you and talk about like maybe something they've gone through that your music has helped them through, something that they're struggling with. How do you guys protect yourselves from carrying on the weight of the fans that come to you?
To me, as you say, I've met a lot of fans telling me that the music have helped them through hard times. And what can you say? That's an honor, and you just feel happy that you've done something big for someone or other people. So if the songs can help, that's just a good thing.
Yes.
And I guess maybe one of the reasons why you're into this, making people happy in one way or another.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you can rely to the lyrics and find yourself somewhere in there during your hard times in life, and it makes you see the sun somewhere, that's just a good thing.
Which is really funny with doom metal, right? That being able to see the brightness out of darkness when doom metal is all about the doom parts, but there is a beautiful balance there with this genre that it can feel very very happy even though it's not necessarily designed that way, you know?
No, of course not. We're all human beings. There are dark parts in
Yeah.
every life, and sometimes you're so deep in that dark that you need help to find the way out, of course. And then the music is the perfect thing if you find your favorites to listen to, and it's a kind of therapy, maybe in one way or
100%.
another. Yeah.
100%. Do you have a certain album that has been your therapy, your personal therapy that's outside of Candlemass?
No, I can't. No, I can't tell. It's because I write songs myself as well, and
Yeah.
when I'm writing my songs, I can get all the stuff out of my head if I
Yeah.
need it. So I think that's my way of getting rid of things or work with the things I need to work with.
A beautiful thing to be able to do too. I mean, we're so thankful, obviously, to have the music.
Yeah. We're all yeah, for sure. Yeah, but some people they go out and in the garden making putting nice flowers. People do all kinds of things to get a relief from reality at some point.
You know what? I love gardening and I do both. I listen to music while I garden, so I get a double dose of
Yeah,
therapy there.
I can actually tell you a secret that actually love flowers myself as well. But I like the flowers that can stay the year around, that survives. I'm not out there all the time, but don't tell anyone else.
It's back to the nature thing, like just being able to, it might not
Yeah,
be the woods or the river, but there is still some nature there that,
yeah.
yeah,
We
brings you
we have a
joy.
small. I have a small cabin, and I used to walk around there cutting the trees and stuff like that.
Mm,
When I'm not out in the woods, of course.
mm. That sounds beautiful.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
a question I really like to ask people from Sweden. What is in your guys' water? Because the best bands come out of Sweden. I am about ready to up and move myself over there because there is something very, very special about Sweden that just comes
Yeah,
out with the best bands.
I don't know, but one reason could be that the sun doesn't shine all the year around. We only got a couple of months when it's hot and the sun is shining. A lot of months they are just dark and rainy and cold. So I don't know. Could be one of the reasons.
You guys are all staying inside creating music.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, some of these tours have been bands that are from entirely different genres. I would love to see like a Sweden tour that had like you guys, Greenleaf and In Flames, all from different genres, but all so fantastic that I would be
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
heaven.
we used to do the same festivals as some of the bands you mentioned, but I don't know about something in Sweden actually. But you never know. Could happen in the future.
would be cool. I know also a lot of bands in Sweden don't play in Sweden very often. Is that the same with you guys or
No, and we are one of them.
oh yeah,
It's the same with us, actually.
yeah,
Out of 20 shows, we have maybe one in Sweden.
yeah.
So that's just the way it is. I don't know why, actually. It's not that you know they pretty much not playing heavy music on the radio at all. Of course, there are a couple of channels, but it's not. I don't know what you say. There is something about the heavy stuff here in Sweden. It's not. I can't find a word for it. A lot of people in charge do not accept it.
Bizarre.
It's
It makes the phenomenon of all these incredible metal bands coming out of Sweden so much more bizarre. Like you guys are
yeah,
just like needing to get out there.
yeah,
So
yeah, 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 for sure. Whenever we're out there, we meet Swedish friends. So
yeah,
there's so many Swedish bands out in the world, but they don't get celebrated at home.
so bizarre. So
Of
bizarre.
course, it happens, but most of the time, I don't think the average man or woman in Sweden, they don't know anything, or maybe know one name of a heavy band.
So interesting to me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, I know that you have a busy day ahead of you. Thank you so much for taking this time with me. I super appreciate it. I'm excited for everybody to hear the covers that you guys did on this one. They're obviously done beautifully, and I'm always excited to see what you guys are doing in the future.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thank you. Your name is Nika, right?
Nika, yeah, it's a weird one.
Nika. Yeah, no, yeah. I used to write the names I'm talking to down here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
got one of
yeah,
those
cool.
unique ones for sure.
Yeah, but it's nice.
Thank you.
Suits
Thank
you
you.
well.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. You're welcome.
Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you again so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Nika, for calling me up. And I wish you the best of nights, days. Thank you.
Yes, same, same. Bye.